Hi providers. If you've been wanting to be more interactive with your televisit patients, we now have a solution for that. We have a platform called Doxy.me, which will allow you to meet with your patient and still see their face and just have a face-to-face chat with them. So the main advantage of this is, unlike a normal telephone call, you can actually see what they're talking about. You can even ask them to show whatever rashes or blemishes they might want you to see. And the process is not too different from what you've already been doing. So if you're a provider who has already talked to us about wanting to do televisits, you do the same thing on ECW. You just look through your list, you check for an orange box, which indicates it's a televisit, and then you work from there. So the only thing that really changes is you go into Chrome or whichever web browser you prefer and go to this link, rifc.doxy.me/sign-in. This will be the link that you use to sign into Doxy and access your patients. So your first step is to just log in. So the email address you'll use is info@rifreclinic.org. The password you're going to use is volunteer, the capital V, @RIFC, ! And you'll be taken to this link. So if you need to have a working microphone and a video. So the first time you log in, you'll be prompted to configure video settings and make sure that your microphone works. So definitely don't log into Doxy.me a couple minutes before you actually need to have a talk with your patient. Be sure to buffer a little bit of time just for setup. Now, if you're concerned about your hardware settings and whether your computer is going to be good enough, you can click this pre-call test button, and that'll just launch a little dialog box that walks you through the exact setup process. So I highly recommend it, but in this case, this computer is good enough. Especially if you're using one of the laptops from the clinic, then it'll certainly be good enough. And so what you have to do once you're logged in is just sit around and wait. Your patients will appear in this patient queue. Off screen, I'm actually logging into the patient queue on my phone, which is something your patients are able to do. Your scribe and your translator can also access Doxy.me using their mobile devices, and it's all totally secure. So the quote-unquote patient has now arrived, and you can actually chat with the patient by clicking this dialog box. You can send them any message that you want them to do. On their screen, it'll automatically populate with the chat service, and you can, in this area, you can kind of ask them pre-call questions, anything you want cleared up beforehand. Now, to actually start the call, all you have to do is hover over their name, and you can click Start Call. Give me 1 second here. I just have to, that's not what I wanted. I just have to disable the volume display, because otherwise we're going to get a feedback loop. Alright, I'm going to mute the microphone on one end because otherwise we're going to get issues in here as well. So what you're seeing here in the center of the screen is actually the view that the provider gets. You're getting your feed from your patient's camera. So this way you can talk to your patient directly. Up top, in the top right corner, is your own camera. So you're seeing what you're doing here. I know it's very confusing because they're both me, but that's basically how the layout goes. You can still chat with your patient if you need to send a link to anything, for instance. So you still have that available to you. And you can just talk with your patient normally as you would any other visit. Obviously, there's certain things you can't assess directly, like palpation or vitals, but we are working on solutions for that as well. When you're ready to end your call, you can simply hit End Call. And then that will remove your patient from the actual patient queue in the waiting room. That'll kind of check them out as a result. And then you're free to take on another patient or write down your notes. Or you can talk to your scribe if you need be. There will be another video that shows you how to work with scribes and interpreters along with your patient. All right, thank you.